If I was starting from zero in 2026, this is exactly what I would do to start making money online. Here's the thing. This is by far the easiest, cheapest, and fast one because it relies strictly on you. This is something that works and it compounds over time because I've done this for multiple different clients along with myself because let's face it, I have to be doing this for a while in order for me to know that this actually works. So we're not here to talk about more effort. We're not here to talk about more platforms, more tactics, because those things worked in the past. They don't work so well today. And I want to show you exactly what you can do to make that work for you in this video here today. So we're here to talk about demand, packaging of value, and basically using systems so we don't waste more time, effort, or resources to go forward. So for those of you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Palmer Joseph. I've been in online space for nearly a decade now. Basically, absolutely love what I'm doing and something I've been doing for a very long time. Grew a business from literally zero all the way up past 14 million at this time recording. Not here to brag, not here to boast. I'm just here to tell you that exactly what I'm going to show you here today is something I've been doing for multiple different years. If you want to check out the other videos on this channel to get a better understanding of how this all came together, I highly recommend that you do so you have a better understanding of how this all came together. So this is something I learned the hard way. And I really want to show you guys something you can actually do because it came from true trial and error. So if you like this type of content, take a moment, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell because that helps me out a lot. And I really want to make sure that I give you guys value in order for you guys to succeed into the new year and every subsequent years going forward. So without further ado, I got to jump into my computer to show you how this actually works. All right, guys, whether or not you know me for any length of time, I'm not a guy to make wild, outlandish claims, so I like to back it up with just some proof really quick. This is an award to have verified and confirmed that the business that was built went from $0 all the way up past 8 figures, as you can see right here in this little plaque here. Not here to brag, I'm just here to show you that this is exactly what I've been doing for many, many different years. To have gone through all the processes of like trial and error, painstaking, like expensive mistakes, all that kind of crap. But I've also done this with multiple different clients. This particular guy is Anthony, brand new father, wanted to stay at home, provide for his family because let's face it, as a man, you want to be a provider. He didn't really know what to do, but he did have a skill and it came around a guitar. He didn't know what to do, but he was brand new and what he did was he took action, he understood the process, he implemented the systems I had built out for him, and now in his very first month, he's made $14,000 after launching and he's going to double up for very, very next month. So you don't have to be a tech genius. You don't have to be experienced. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. You just need to know that you have to take action because that is the only way you're going to get any results in life. So what I mean by this is some of you guys are probably wondering how you can do this for yourself. And it comes down to just understanding that you are closer than you think to actually making this a success and making some profit with what you have in your life right now. So just reflect back in your life. Ask yourself a couple questions or 3 questions. When has anyone ever relied on you for anything? When has anyone ever asked you for advice about anything? When has anyone ever trusted you to handle something? Because if you really boil it down and really consider the facts, you are already solving a really big problem. And that in itself is what businesses are made of. Businesses make money from solving other people's problems. If you can do that for someone else, people will pay for you. They 100% do. That's exactly that's how everything works in the world today. So if you are someone that's considering or asking yourself this simple question of, I'm not an expert. I don't know how to make this work. I don't know how to turn my knowledge into an actual online business. I'm here to tell you right now, you don't have to be because the best way to visually help you understand this is to look at this photo really quick. Let's just consider it's a scale from 1 to 10. Okay, 1 is that you're completely brand new, you have no idea what you're doing, and 10 being like you're a complete expert in whatever subject matter that you're in. Okay, so there is a scale of 1 to 10. So what's going to happen? Let's just hypothetically say you're at a 5 right now. That is you right now. You know something about something that a lot of people may not know. Okay, you are currently at 5. What you can do there is you can help people in a 4, 3, 2, and 1, and actually charge money and charge accordingly to actually help people get to where you are at a 5. If you can do that, you'll make money, guaranteed. And here's what happens. As you get better, because as humans, as evolution happens, as we improve just as normal people, we get better. So now, let's say a couple months down the road, you got better at your craft, you got better at what you're doing, you know what you're talking about. Guess what? From a 5, you went up to like, let's say an 8, okay, hypothetically. This is you got way better. Guess what? Now your market or the people you can help out blew up, okay? Because before it was at 5, you can only help people from a 4 or under. Now you're helping people from a 7 or under. You can charge more, you can help more people, and you can make more money. It's just that simple. And as you progress more and more, you can go to like a 9. I would never consider anyone to be a 10, even myself, because let's face it, people gradually always there's things that's always going to be changing. If you accept that as a fact, you can never be at a 10. So always be like a student in life and always help someone else get to the point that you currently are in. And you can actually, like I said, make money from that. So understand, remember the scale 1 to 10, consider where you are. There's always people behind you, and you can actually make money from that. Because here's the thing, look at it this way. The more normal, the more easy it is for you, and the more hard it is for someone else, because let's face it, not everyone out there knows exactly how you do things. You are unique in your own self. You are specifically great at what you do. And what you want to do is turn that experience, that knowledge into a monetary device or package, and turn it into something you actually sell online. Because let's face it, you don't have to worry about inventory. You don't have to worry about anything else. You just basically think about a website and a domain, and you're good to go. It's super cheap. And it's what I've been doing for so many years. So, like I said, the more normal it is for you, the more useful it is for someone else. That's just basically how it comes down to you, if you really consider those facts. Now, what happens is, as you progress, I know it feels kind of weird at the very beginning, because let's face it, every time we do something new in life, regardless of whatever it is that you consider it as, let's pretend you are riding a bike for the very first time. That might be a long time ago, but the first time you got on a bike, it was probably a little difficult. You had no idea what you're doing. You probably scratched your legs. You probably fell and bumped your head. Whatever the case is, it sucked at the very beginning. And you're probably nervous at that time too. And what happened is that you got better at it. You kept on going. You got back up. You picked yourself off the ground, and you got back on the bike and practiced again. You fell again, but you got back on and you kept on doing it. And now you can probably like bike without your eyes open, and you probably bike with no hands. And that being the case, it just gets easier over time. The same goes for anything else, whether it's like learning how to swim, learning how to cook a specific dish. Anything and everything is applicable towards this type of business. So, like I said, it just gets easier. So, if you're trying to make money and you're trying to find clients, because clients are what businesses require to make money, you're trying to explain to them what you do. As you progress, as like everything else, like I said, you get better over time. Explaining becomes way simpler. Your conversations just become more natural. It might feel a little bit clunky at first, and that is perfectly fine. Don't beat yourself up. That is just how we all go. A master was a student at the very beginning. That is just how you got to do it. You're also not convincing people anymore. You don't sound like you're trying to push anything, because now you're just simply responding back to people's questions and helping them understand that you are the best solution to their problems. And that's literally the easy button, because a lot of people come down to this belief that if they want to make more money, or they're already considering about turning this into like a business themselves, because you can see this across the board with so many different people. There are multiple different opportunities. I've been showing the best one, something I've been doing for many years. A lot of people like to believe that the best way to do this is to market really, really cheap, or maybe even starting like a school community. And what I mean by that is, let's just say I've spoken to a bunch of different people in the past, and along with some clients that I've worked with along in the past, they always had products or packages for like $200 or like $500, something super cheap. And I'm here to tell you right now that this is probably the worst thing you do for yourself, because you got to have a lot of people to buy your $200 product. Yes, I know it makes sense that it's cheap, more people buy, but it sounds rationally logical. Let me explain in a second to why that is the worst thing you do. Along with school. So a lot of people like to go in school right now thinking that you can just make monthly recurring revenue, and it sounds logical as well, and you probably see a lot of ads on this online as well, but I'm telling you right now, what happens if you do these two things, it's a freaking prison. I know this for a fact because I tried this out as well, along with working with other people, to see that they are stuck in this prison. They can't get out. They can't really make the changes that are required to actually make this more profitable in the long term. So if I was to start brand new, I will go down these two routes. Because here's the thing, this is the reality. Let's just say we'll stick to the $200 price point. Okay, it's a small price. For most people out there, majority of people, this is a small price. And what happens is that if you have a small price, what happens? You need to have big volume. If you want to make money online and actually have like a sufficient, sustainable online business to actually feed you and your family to be the provider that you want to be, you always have to have big volume. And a small price requires a lot of volume. That's just how it is. But if you consider that as well, in order to have big volume, you need to have a big audience. If it's not a big audience, then you need to run a bunch of ads, and ads just eat into your profit margins insanely. And with ads right now, as it is right now, it's going to be very expensive. You probably would make a sale, but you spent all that money in ads, so you're basically breaking even or zero or even going to the negative. So that's why I want to tell you, don't go down that route. Most people like to go down like the audience route. I'm not here to tell you you have to be an influencer by any chance, because I'm not one. And it's going to take a lot of time. So that comes down to, again, bigger audience means bigger or lots of years of work to get said audience, because let's face it, not every person that likes you or comes and listens to you will buy. That's just how things are. And you gotta just accept that as reality. So again, if you're starting off at a small price, be prepared to understand that's gonna take a very long time to make any sort of money. So, and what also means that, what I also mean by that is that cheap does not mean they're serious, okay? Consider facts. How you wanna do this is that if you sell something for cheap, most people will just not take it seriously. And I'll explain to you why. So let's just come back to this in a second. And what you want to do is, if you want to actually make money, you can offer this in multiple different ways. So I do this myself right now, so I can show you how to do this for yourself. And if that's actually what you want to do, you can click the link in the description down below. Join me, book a time with me. I'll explain to you what the whole process is like, completely free of charge. I'll show you step by step what you can do. I'm not going to pitch you anything. I just want to help you see the potential of what you can actually do. And again, it's completely up to you. I'll put the link in the description down below. Go for it. But here's what you do, and something I've done with multiple different people along with myself. You can offer like done for you services. That's what I do right now. One-on-one, I do that too. Coaching, consulting, anything that really solves a problem for anyone else. That's really it. It's just that simple. You don't have to be a professional at anything. I'm not saying that in a non-professional way. You can't be a dick to them. But I'm trying to help you understand, like I showed you a second ago, you don't have to be an expert. You just have to understand that you're a few steps ahead of someone else, and you will help them get to wherever you currently are. And you can charge for that accordingly. And as you get better, you can charge more. It's just that simple. Because here's the simple math. If you come back to this reality of having a small price, simple math will just dictate. Let's say you're trying to sell something that's pretty cheap on the cheaper end. So $2,000 a client, okay? This is on the lower end because I've worked with people that sell packages for like $15,000, $30,000, even $50,000. And that is significantly better, but I'm not here to tell you if you're starting out and you have no idea what you're doing, don't go for that. But 2,000 is sweet spot, and it's actually in the lower end, and you can help a lot more people. Let's just hypothetically say your goal is to make 6 figures every single year. If you just do the simple math to understand how this can actually come together, guess what? You just need 50 clients, 50, okay? That's not a lot, because that will get you 50 clients times 2,000 will get you 100K every single year, no problem. No problem, super easy. And if you really break this down even further, that's only 4 clients per month. That's 1 client per week. That is not hard at all. That is not hard at all. If you really understand how to look at this in a proper way with simple math like I show you here right now, 1 person every single week, significantly easier than having to do, let's show you, with school. So hypothetically, if you do school, let's say you have a community of like $50 per month. Sounds great, but that's $50 every single month per client. It's not going to be 50 clients anymore. You need to have 2,000 clients every single month to basically make that amount, or 2,000 clients every single year to make that kind of amount. What that equates to is 160 plus clients every single month. You're spending way more time trying to find these people who come in and not serious, and they'll probably just churn. Churn basically means that they come in, have no intention of actually sticking around. They're just dipping their toes in. They're like tire kickers. They're just dabbling around just to see whether or not it's something that they want to do. And since they're not serious, they're not going to take it seriously. And if they don't take it seriously, they're not going to do the program or whatever it is that you're providing them, or whatever service it is, and they're not going to get results. So therefore, you just stay stagnant. You don't really get anywhere further, and you're scrambling to always find all these clients every single month to make the same amount of money as you would to just charge higher up front, right? Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking right now, why would anyone pay me such a high price? That's how I felt at the very beginning too, and I want you to understand that, look back at your life right now. When was the last time you bought something cheap? Just think about it. Maybe you bought another course, another program for a really cheap price. Maybe it was like a meal plan of some sort. Maybe it was to like a really cheap gym membership. And I know for a fact where I live here in Canada, there's like this really cheap gym. It's like $4 a week, and it's like obnoxiously cheap. And I can tell you right now, I've gone into that gym before, and I've seen so many people sign up, especially like the new year, and after like a couple months in, they're completely gone, and they're just paying for memberships that they don't care about because they didn't take it seriously. $4 a week is nothing. So be serious with yourself. Did you even take it seriously? Consider that. When was the last time you bought something cheap and you didn't really care about it because you didn't pay much for it? A lot of times. Believe it or not, I know I'm human as well. I've done this for myself. And here's the thing. I'm going to use the gym example. This is what happens. And I know this for a fact because this was me as well in the past. You're probably just sitting on the couch and you're like, I only spent $4 a week. Should I go to the gym even though it's super close by? And you're just like, nah, who cares? But if we switch this around, let's say you go to like, there's this gym called Equinox back where I live in Canada. It's literally $100+ every single month. Better believe it. People go to that every single day, just show up. Sure, the amenities are better and you get to meet other entrepreneurs in there. And it's actually like more of a social networking event rather than the gym, but it has its perks. But understand, there's so many things that go into having a better price, having a higher price, because you take things more seriously. Because look at it this way. Look back in your life right now. When you paid for something a little bit more expensive, what happened? You probably sat for a little bit longer to really wonder whether or not this is something you want to invest your money into. But when you did, what happened? You paid more attention, obviously. You showed up, right? And you put in the work. And if you actually put in the work, you get results. It's just that simple, because you actually have to take action in order for you to get any results in whatever it is that you truly want to do. Without action, there's no results. Just watching a video and doing absolutely nothing, and reading a book and doing absolutely nothing, is not going to do anything. And that is why if you charge a little bit more, it's actually the best thing you can do for yourself and for your clients, because they actually take it seriously. So in the same instance that I showed you a second ago with a gym, you pay more, guess what? They're going to get more ripped. I know this is kind of like a funky drawing, but the best thing you do is always understand that in order for everyone to win, where it's a win-win situation for both you and your client, where you make more money, have less stress, deal with more specific, really better clients overall, you just have to charge a little bit more. And they win as well because they actually take action, because they take it more seriously. And because they take it more seriously, they get the results. And if they get the results, they'll tell other people, and they'll come in and pay you again, and you make more money. It's just this weird flywheel type of thing, but you just have to understand that. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So I did this with Carlos as well, because he was stuck at about $3,000 every single month for a couple years, because he was charging $500. And when he first came in with me, he was very adamant on not increasing price, because he thought, along with myself, when I first started and increased my price, was that increasing the price would just deter a lot of other people away. To some extent, it did, but that's actually a good thing, because the people that he turned away are not really the ones that he wanted to keep anyways, because they won't take it seriously. So what I did was I finally convinced him, after a bit of time, to increase his price from 500, 4x that to 2,000, and now he's actually making 10K, just under it, profit every single month. He's no longer overworked. He's no longer stressed, because he's dealing with better clients, less clients overall. Because let's face it, what is easier to deal with every single month if you want to make 100K? Is 50 clients easier to deal with, or 2,000? It just goes without saying. You have a limited amount of time. You have a limited amount of energy. You have so much to allocate. So you need to understand how you can actually allocate that resource to make it beneficial for both you and your clients. So that is what you got to do. So what I mean by this is that I've done this for many different people in the past already. This works across like different markets and different economic cycles, because whether or not you want to, some people see this as like the worst time in history, but it is if you want to look at it that way, but it's not. But it still works regardless of whatever time or economic cycle that we're currently in. So you're not here to spend thousands of dollars. You just basically, like I said, you just need a software and a domain, and you're good to go. And everything else is free of charge. You just got to get that set up, put in some effort, take some action, and you're good to go. And here's the thing. If you like this kind of stuff, then I highly recommend liking and subscribing to the video, because I got lots more content to help you out and understand what you can do going into the future, because this will be here forever. It's not gonna go away. Education will always be around for human beings, because we always want to improve ourselves. We always want to get better, and this is how we do it. Because let's face it, if you consider facts, post-secondary, like colleges, universities, enrollments are dropping significantly year after year, because people are starting to realize that less people care about it, because if they go in, they're just going to spend multiple different years, $100,000 in debt to basically get a job that potentially may or may not land them a job. And with the statistics showing right now, they won't, because you just see that across the board. So if you know someone that you think can get some like value out of this, please share with them. And you don't even have to be on camera, because I'm going to show you how I made the over eight figures online. And I didn't even show my face. I'll put that in the top right corner in the card there to show you what's going on, because the best way is you got to think of this as like being like a music producer. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to check out that video to help you get a better understanding of how it all came together, because you don't have to do this on your own. You can do this with someone else if you so choose to. I'll show you exactly how it all came together. But yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button, and I'll catch you in the next one.